They say America is a land of refuge, a place that opens its arms to the persecuted. But in 2025, under Trump's second presidency, it seems you need to be white and disgruntled to qualify. Recently, the US quietly admitted dozens of white South Africans under asylum provisions. The reason? Alleged racial discrimination in post-apartheid South Africa. That's right. Members of a community that still owns over 70% of private farmland in a country where black people remain economically dispossessed are now seen as refugees and granted safe haven in the US. Meanwhile, let's talk about real refugee crisis. In Sudan, over 13 million people have been displaced in what the UN now calls the world's largest humanitarian disaster. Starvation, mass killings, sexual violence, and a collapsed health system have pushed the country into catastrophe. So what is the US refugee intake from Sudan? Virtually non-existent. Actually, Sudan has ended up on Trump's new travel ban list.
Or take Gaza. In October 2024, the UN Special Rapporteur for Human Rights in Palestine said the world must recognize what is happening in Gaza as a genocide.
Over 50,000 have died, most of them women and children. Almost 120,000 have reportedly been injured by the Israeli onslaught. Still, no mass resettlement, no red carpet. Actually, you now get deported if you try to defend Palestinians in public forums in the US. In DRC, decades of war and the recent resurgence of the Rwanda-backed M23 rebel group have displaced millions. Mass rape, massacres, and mineral looting continue. Again, no emergency visas, no urgent refugee policy. But hey, iPhones are still getting their lithium batteries. And while all this unfolds, Trump has doubled down on anti-immigration policies across Latin America. He's shut down asylum channels and deported desperate families fleeing violence and poverty. So the question isn't just who gets in, it's why. Because when white South Africans with land and wealth can call themselves oppressed and get asylum faster than a starving Sudanese child or a shrapnel-wounded Palestinian mother, you have to ask, do you have to be white and politically useful to be seen as a refugee? This isn't a refugee policy. It's racism and a lack of humanity, and the global south sees it for what it is.